A peninsula on Scotland's north coast has been chosen as the site of the UK's first ever spaceport. Vertical rocket and satellite launches are planned for Avonia in Sutherland. More than 400 jobs are expected to be created, and the first satellites could be orbiting the Earth within 3 years. It's being located in one of the most remote parts of the country. Well, Nicola McAlley is there for us tonight. Nicola.
Well, yes, the stunning scenery of Sutherland is well known for fans of the North Coast 500 tourist route, but this area is about to enter a whole new era because today it was announced that it will become the home of Britain's first ever spaceport. The UK government announced that they plan to launch rockets from Avonia, which is across the causeway there, and these will carry commercial satellites. Now, these satellites, some of which will be very, very small indeed, they could be used in industry, agriculture, research, entertainment, a whole variety of possibilities. Now, the area has been selected due to its remote and coastal location. This will generate hundreds of jobs and potentially hundreds of millions of pounds. It's the start of a brand new space age with the Highlands right at its heart, as Carole Erskine now reports.
This is how the UK's first spaceport could look. Rockets being sent into orbit from a vertical launch pad in Sutherland with satellites on board.
And this is what will be launched from the site in Sutherland. This nano-satellite will orbit the Earth at 7,000 kilometres a second and can be used to track ships in the sea and even provide internet access to the most remote locations.
Scotland is already at the forefront of this growing industry, but while these satellites can be designed and manufactured here, they have to be launched elsewhere.
This is really the missing part of the puzzle. This is the bit that allows us to get to orbit, which has been a real bottleneck for the entire industry for the last decade, so it's really going to put us in a strong position.
We're also today revealing the UK's first spaceport.
Today, the UK government announced £2.5 million to develop the spaceport in Sutherland, ahead of sites in Shetland and North Uist.
The north of Scotland is the only place where vertical launch could take place from to meet the kind of launch trajectories that are being looked for here, as well as being in a sparsely populated area where the takeoff can go over the sea. So that's important.
Local people hope it will mean more skilled jobs.
I think if it brings work to the area, particularly for the young people who have to go away, if they want to, and particularly if they want a career, they get to college or university and they go. And the community will die without that mix of small children, middle and us old people.
I believe that there's going to be a lot of work involved, so maybe people employment, and it'll take more people to the area.
The spaceflight market is potentially worth £3.8 billion to the UK economy over the next decade.
The UK is the only country in the world that has previously had this capability, demonstrated that we could do it and then gave it up. So this is something the UK has historically been able to do. What we're seeing now is a new commercial side to the sector, less led by government, more led by private industry.
Here, Virgin Galactic show their plans to take customers to space. Using traditional runways, Prestwick and Campbelltown could provide a base for these kind of flights. They are two sites still competing to be at the forefront of commercial space tourism. Carole Erskine, STV News, Glasgow.
And back to Nicola in Sutherland. Nicola, potentially the start of a long journey.
Well, yes, indeed. If all goes to plan, we could see the first rockets and indeed satellites launched from Avonia in the early 2020s, but there is a long way to go before then. This is a brand new era. As I say, there would have to be licensing issued for a start, drawn up effectively from scratch, and we would also need to look at planning approval. There could be a few hurdles there. This is vast area of unspoilt countryside. We would need to look at infrastructure, lots of technical issues there to overcome from the very start. But obviously there's major political will for this to happen and for it to happen here, and that would place Scotland at the very heart of a burgeoning global industry.
OK, Nicola, thank you.